Hello and welcome to Polygon on Twitch. I'm Simone and I'm joined today for a special roleplay interview with some very legendary guests. We have Erika Ishii, we have Aabria Iyengar, and we have Felicia Day. Wow! How are you all doing?
So good. Ayla, well met, homie. How are you?
So the one thing, among many things that you all have in common, one is that you have all done or are about to do guest spots on the 20-Sided Tavern, which is an off-Broadway interactive D&D show here in New York City. We're going to be talking a lot about that later, but I thought we might just get started with the interview, if that's okay with y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're ready.
Okay.
I have a 20-sided die, a big rubber one. Ready.
Ooh, nice.
Ah!
You find yourself, as you often do, in the Tavern of First Meetings. The faces at your table have changed over the course of a long and raucous night, but now, as last call draws near, it's just the three of you. Each of you recognizes the other two faces at the table. Perhaps you've even adventured together. But do you really know one another? You decide it's time for a fresh start. Please introduce yourselves to the group. Felicia, let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Felicia Day. I would probably be a wizard class. I definitely have high intelligence, low wisdom, very low wisdom, low
That's
strength.
very relatable, yeah.
Can't catch a ball, low dex. Charisma, middling, depending on if I do my hair or not. Probably maybe a 2-point bump.
And sort of a disguise, as it were, a spell of cloaking.
Yeah. My abilities, I have skills in, I definitely have special skills in going to bed early, not socializing, and being a pioneer, but then kind of peacing out at the end.
Aabria, let's hear from you. Who are ya?
God, that was the best ending. Hi, I'm Aabria Iyengar. I'm honestly probably a paladin with a surprisingly low constitution. Just
like a Victorian child.
Look, the waif really will just sort of jump up and surprise you. Let's see, proficiencies in persuasion, animal handling in my heart, though it's never been proven. I do believe any bear would be my friend.
Yes.
In the woods. And yeah, con's my dump stat, and dex is, because I've never been able to do a cartwheel. Not ever.
And you shouldn't try based on what we were talking about before the show.
Oh yeah. We got
Erika,
some stories.
what about you?
Hello and well met. I am Erika Ishii. I'm probably a bard rogue multi-class, I'm guessing. Yeah, like pretty high charisma, selective intelligence, wisdom. Yes, I did this test before actually, and it's so weird because it was like, can you for like dexterity is interesting because it's like I play an instrument but also cannot do a backflip, so it's like it's different kinds of but I have proficiency in I would say I have proficiency in like Felicia, we have proficiency in violin.
Yes, we both have violin and tap.
Yeah.
Why have we never done something together?
I don't know. We should definitely do that. Yeah, we should
start a band.
That's it right now. Do it.
As you're concluding your introductions, you're blinded by a strange light. It fades a moment later, and you find yourself standing in an endless plain of white fog. Before you can speak, you hear a voice, tiny but clear, as if it were whispering directly in your ear.
Oh, you legendary travelers whose fated paths have crossed. Can you hear the voice of the mountain orchids? We are small and easily trampled, and the Troll King would see our fields laid fallow. Will you lend aid?
What does this thing look like?
It's a cute little orchid.
An orchid? I'm sorry, I kill orchids. Not accidentally. Accidentally.
Yes for the concept of the...
Oh, okay.
This could be different. This one's different.
Little orchid friend. You know what? I think, Felicia, you should pick this one up. This time will, in fact, be different as a breed.
But I have poison.
Chance to redeem yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna back away from you so I don't harm you, and I'm
Please
definitely
don't step
in.
on
I'm
me.
in for anything. Okay.
Look,
Yeah,
we can just kill a bad guy, and that helps an orchid.
Oh yeah, but if you quest to the top of the mountain and confront the Troll King, you can save the orchids. But you must know that conventional weapons will not harm him.
Oh boy.
Oh, good. I like hurting feelings more than bodies.
Perfect. The voice, which was not annoying or weird at all, goes on to summarize the exciting premise of the next 40 minutes or so. Over the course of your adventure, questions will obstruct your path. You'll clear the way by answering those questions. Doing this will get you to the Troll King. But to defeat him, you'll need crystal chimes, which you will acquire by chiming in on answers.
Great.
So, to be extremely clear for our audience, we're going to be rolling dice to determine the quality of questions, our question quality class, and answer those questions, and we'll journey to the final boss. Are you all ready?
Yay!
Yay!
Let's do it.
In a blink, you find yourselves back in the tavern, nodding in unspoken agreement. You set off on your quest. After a brief walk, you find yourself at the entrance to the haunted playhouse. The fastest route to the mountain is through the dungeon network, and the closest dungeon gate is somewhere in these ghost-ridden halls. Here, spirits of tortured poets, storytellers, and thespians wander, refusing to be ushered off the stage of life. As you pass through the moldering door to the Grand Theater, you are beset upon by a question jester. A quester. You're going to each roll a d20, I'll ask you when, and your roll will determine the quality of question you'll all receive and answer.
Okay.
Erika, can I get a roll from you for this first
Okay.
question?
Whoop.
Oh no!
Oh
no.
Hot start. Ugh.
I got an. I have decided the house rule is that we're taking floor rolls.
Oh, sure.
Because
Okay,
it's kind of
yeah.
comparison here.
Strong
So
roll.
that's an 18.
Oh, let's
18.
go.
You're gonna get a good question. I would
Very
love to
good.
know what everyone's first memory of role-playing is. Like, did you dress up as kids? Did you come across D&D in high school? What was your first memory? And Erika, we'll start with you.
Yes, from a very early age, I had a dress-up bin. It was like this large wicker basket that was filled with, sort of old costume pieces of my parents and like, maybe some of my grandma's dresses and things. And so it was just this rich environment to learn and play and like pretend to be someone else. So that was probably my first encounter.
Amazing.
I had that same thing. And feel free to chime in in a
Oh,
chatty,
great.
casual, normal, conversational way.
Oh, I don't have. Do I need to roll, or is this just?
No,
are you
no,
just-
no.
Okay, good.
So
Not
Erika
yet.
did the roll for
You
this
answer
question,
now.
and now we're all answering the good question.
I mean, I was an actor. I did a lot of theater, so I guess that's my first role playing was theater. But my first D&D encounter was all the books that my brother and I bought at Goodwill as homeschool kids, reading them. But my mother forbade us to play the game because of the Satan thing.
Oh, no.
no.
The Satan. Oh,
wait,
And she
Satan of it
wasn't
all.
religious. She wasn't religious, but she was
She was
like,
like, just
no,
in
it's
case."
too weird. Yeah, just in case you can't play that stuff. And I'm like,
Spiritually
okay,
hedging your bets is kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
Oh
your
my
soul,
gosh.
dog.
Okay.
I definitely had a dress-up bin growing up, but my first actual memory of like playing and like acting, I was a little church kid, so like the church plays. I was a little church play kid, so like I remember like the Christmas play where I was wearing like a star, but it was a paper plate. And my face was just a little bit too big.
Yes.
And I hated wearing it, but we had to sing the song about the stars that the shepherds were following. And I just remember like crying because I hated wearing the paper plate, but I loved wearing the dress.
oh God, okay.
Yeah, that's like one of my
Actually-
earliest memories.
that's so funny because I did back in my God-fearing days as a kid. I
God-fearing.
would always be, very hyped for the pageants.
Yeah.
And so one time I got cast as the star, and I do
Yes.
the little, scripture part of it. And I ran to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm the star. And she's like, Erika, it's not. You can't. Don't say that. You can't say it. I was like, no, I'm the star. And I also wore the cardboard head
Yes.
as a star. Only I loved it, and I had to walk sideways so as not to bump angels off of the stage.
That's
so
really
cute.
funny.
So
So
no
funny. We
stage
had
fright as kids for many of
parallel-
you.
Parallel experience.
No stage fright as kids for many of you.
Nope.
Just wanted
I
to
mean,
get out
no,
there.
I was always terrified.
yeah.
Terrified. And
But
I
you never
can
let it stop you.
No, it's like an open wound. For some reason, my modus operandi is like, that is terrifying. Let's poke, and do it more. Like that is for
Yeah.
some
Yeah, because
reason-
like the end of it is so exhilarating. You're like, I did it. I lived.
yeah.
Let's do it again.
It's about as
Speaking
dangerous
of
as I get.
doing it again, Felicia, could I get a roll from you?
Oh yes.
Let's
Okay.
go. It's your
I got
time.
this
Yeah.
Nice.
That is the biggest die.
You
a
seem
fan
so
gave
excited
it to,
to
me. It's
roll
rubber,
it. So
too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Erica,
go.
I bet you $1 at some point that's just gonna go careening off.
It's a 7.
a 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
not
just gonna be an
great.
okay question. This question's just
Oh.
fine. What do you do to get into character?
Oh wow. I pick a picture. I start with a picture. Like I did a charity game at this really fun small con called QuestCon in Orlando a couple months ago, and I sent them a picture of. I looked at the choices, and we were doing Daggerheart, and I just
Oh,
put
fun.
choices. Yeah, exactly. But I usually come up with a picture, and for some reason I wanted to be a frog lady, and I picked Vicki Lawrence from Mama's House to play, and I'm sure that's a
amazing. Yeah,
a reference that nobody will. She's like a young woman, but she has like a curly gray wig, and she acts like she's an old woman. And my grandpa made me watch it when I was a kid, so I was like, let's start with this picture, and then I pick what their problem is and how they're hostile to other people. That's basically it.
perfect.
What do they want? What is their what is irritating about them? Yeah, exactly. So I try to pick good and bad things because you never know what's going to be funny, and I usually play funny characters.
Nice.
Aabria, what about you?
I think this is a really nice like dovetail because now my favorite way to get into character is a thing I've learned from Erika, which is the importance of a Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
So I am so like dialed in to like listen to my character playlist for the hour before we're like starting to play, because there's so many fun things about like, it's not just like, do the songs have lyrics that like jive with some like part of your character's philosophy, but sometimes it's just the energy that you want to walk in with, or like, yeah, there's just some like there's certain playlists that you're like, okay, like for Suvi, for Worlds Beyond Number, like a lot of Suvi's energy is like getting really geeked up to make big swings. So the playlist sounds like the soundtrack from The Matrix or Shorzy. Like it's just not all the songs are about being a wizard or a soldier. They're just like, get really hyped because you need to go make big moves.
Yeah.
So I'm very dialed into like how music can like bring me into an emotion I need.
Yeah. Erika, what about you?
God, now I'm imagining all like the Citadel wizards like teeing up in slow-mo like in Shorzy, or like partying in Gavril. Like, oh my god, that's incredible. So yes, I love a Spotify playlist. I think it's really interesting because, you know, it used to take me sort of a lot to kind of drop into things, but I think the more that I did it, and especially since I did so many one-shots and you know, one-offs and like short campaigns, I'd have to sort of like get in and out of character really quickly. And same with, you know, voiceover, as these two know, it's like you're in a booth alone and they sometimes just hand you a script and are like, here, this is vaguely about what it is. So just make some choices. You just got to make some choices. So kind of like all of my prep has been sort of about being able to stay agile and get something in the moment and just really kind of run and take a big swing in a way that your character would. So yeah.
I'm like responding to stimuli.
Yeah, just responding to stimuli. And I think Brennan had said that he does a thing, and I realize I kind of do that too, where there's like a Rolodex in your head of any given character and what they might say, things in their lexicon, because there's just some things that a character would never say or do, and then it's just like not in that Rolodex there. And so I think sort of like building Rolodexes for distinct characters has been really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, producer Pat here, hopping in momentarily to talk to you and the chat. Twitch did, it's very important Twitch do its job. We did not get push notifications out on this one, so what I'm going to do is quickly stop the stream and then start the stream again. What? And then hopefully, Twitch didn't do its push notification thing it's supposed to do.
That's so surprising.
Shame on Twitch. But we'll be back in 1 minute. And I'm going to hit stop streaming.
All right.
Second.
See you in
again. Ooh, I want disadvantage for no good reason.
All right. Yeah. If one of you, I don't know, how can I come up with a reason to give you disadvantage?
We're live again.
That's my job. We are live. Hi. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around with us here at 20-Sided Questions. We are going to continue. We're going to do one more role here in the Haunted Playhouse. The Jester has taken damage from your excellent introspective answers, and especially your sharing beautiful conversation amongst each other. Yes, can I get that final? Wait, which one of you hasn't rolled yet?
Aabria. And I would like to offer.
I would hate clowns.
Well, we're gonna kill him with questions.
I would like to offer about why I think Aabria gets disadvantages, because Aabria is a jock and this is theater kid town.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. Some of us just got back from weeks of the theater,
Of
and
the
they are a
theater.
little theater kid now. But I respect that's a
Theater.
very fell point. May I have disadvantage, please?
I'll give you disadvantage in the next round for.
It's
Actually, no.
weird
Yeah,
that we're
you have
asking.
disadvantage. You have disadvantage.
Okay, great. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Weirdly, I ended up just rolling 2 11s.
God darn it.
I know. I'm sorry. I did my job.
All right.
I did my
She's
job.
a daywalker. A daywalker. She knows both sports and zip zap zop.
Oh God.
So
Never.
adaptive. It's another okay question. So when it comes to, I guess, the balance between puzzles and combat in a campaign, which do you prefer? And then I'll juice it up a bit. How do you work on balancing those things, especially as a DM?
Ooh.
It's a good question for you, actually.
It's only for
Yeah.
her. I've never DM'd.
Yeah.
You
It's
could
the
The
start.
rest of you can just talk about whether you prefer puzzles or combat.
No.
As a player, I think I tend to prefer combat because there's something, or at least in anything that's like actual play and like forward facing, because I think solving a puzzle in real time for an audience is terrifying. It's like someone watching me type. And I'm like, I don't know how many R's or F's are in terrific, and we can't both sit here, and you can't know that I'm a little dumb. So I think combat is the thing I prefer in actual play as a player. But as a DM, I think if you're not building puzzles into your encounters and into like any of the moments where you need your players to like rally together, and it's not sort of purely a discussion or like moving the plot forward, the puzzles are the thing that like keeps people engaged beyond caring about their own character or the plot writ large. So I think there's like a really fun way you can subtly add like puzzle elements in, even into encounters where like one of my favorite encounters I ever ran was like a fight, except there was a little flower in the middle of like the force they were fighting, and like they had to keep not trampling the flower and like using environmental things to like build little wards and guards so that their big like area of effect spells weren't going to accidentally hit the flower too. So it was a lot of like the puzzle of how to keep a secondary objective in an encounter. So my answer is both, and that's a bad answer.
No, it's good. Balance in all things. We're going as you answer this question. The jester is blasted with a final wave of energy, and you push through the ectoplasmic extras that are haunting you in this chamber. You finally reach the winding stone staircase that leads down into the dungeon. As you descend, you hear lamentations echo from below. Not wails of pain,
That's
but
not good.
exasperated moans, groans. You realize
I run faster.
you're about to enter the cringe dungeon. The Crungeon.
Ooh.
The Crungeon's unlucky residents suffer torture of their own making. Here, hooded pain masters force them to relive their most awkward moments and regrettable goofs. Unfortunately, just as you spot the passage to the next dungeon realm, you are ambushed by a Grand Inquisitor. It is time to roll for question quality. Erika, we'll start with you again.
All
There
right.
he is.
I got a nat 1.
Oh no!
Yes! We get a crappy
Erika's
question.
champion.
We get a
Yes.
crappy question.
Get us that crappy question.
Please make a fart noise.
Ooh.
It's like a little
you're a
one. It's like one of the
little
little ones.
That was
where
really
you're like,
good. 'Cause
what was that? It's like, I don't know. It was a door.
It's really cute.
Fine. Okay, I want to jump in and tag.
Okay. Oh, no.
Well, that one's wet.
That's really good.
That's the crop dust, and then you're surprised it's wet, but you can't stop walking now.
No,
You've
no.
already
Okay.
started.
Watch this.
Oh no!
Oh, he's taking so much damage.
Atta
The
girl.
waves of scent are blasting over him.
Yeah.
Sweat breaks out on his brow, even though he's a ghostly being. That was excellent.
God, that
Horrible
was
work
so
from all of
good.
you. So
Thank you.
embarrassing. I'm going to use this in a reel to embarrass all of you.
Thank you.
Aabria, can we have a roll from you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're back. What can you do with a 2?
Yay! Bad roll.
What if he said I
Bad roll.
rolled twice
All
as
right.
good as Erika's roll?
This is a poor
It's true.
question. What is cringe? What do you think cringe is? How do you define it?
Anything that is not currently like in the zeitgeist that you must enjoy like unapologetically, like a thing that you simply have to like commit to enjoying, and so it can be made fun of.
That's good.
Love it.
Felicia and Erika, do you have any thoughts on what is cringe?
Oof, what is cringe? I mean, cringe is somebody who's posturing, but doesn't really organically like something. Or cringe is any dude on the internet who thinks they're better than a woman.
Yeah.
You could have ended that sentence a little earlier.
Damage! The Inquisitor's taking damage. He realizes he was just online a few minutes ago.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
so
look at him, he's exploding.
So the thing is that cringe means many things to all people.
Yeah.
And I think that very frequently I see it used in the context of somebody that's trying very hard and is very earnest and sincere. And you know
Yeah.
what? I am cringe. I'm cringe and I am
Same.
free.
Yes.
You know, like I am not afraid to be really passionate about the things that I love, even if they are things that are not in the zeitgeist or considered, uncool or not hip. I think that truly, like, cringe is like such a teenage
Yes.
such a teenage concept, and like we had it when we were younger too, of
Yeah.
like, oh, that's so uncool, or like that's lame. I think was a
Yeah.
back in the noughties, a thing that people would say. But like even then it was like I was not afraid to do that, to be lame or uncool, and now I can be cringe because like, yeah, like who am I trying to impress? Like I don't.
Right.
It's like
Great
I
point.
have hours and we have hours and hours and hours of footage of us out there being silly. Like there's really
Yep.
nothing you can do.
I'm
to
the
me
least
now.
cool woman ever, you know?
Right.
I'm the least cool. But some people think I'm cool because I just am who I am,
I think you're
Yeah.
cool.
right? I think you're cool. You
Yeah.
both are cool.
And I think
Yeah,
it's
you
the
wrote
thing
a
of like,
whole-
yeah, kill the part of you that cringes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think you can argue that to be like a public figure and especially to perform in any context, you have to just say, you know what, I don't care. I have to be me. Because if
Yeah.
you can't be that vulnerable and take that risk, then how can you
Yeah.
end up succeeding? Wow.
I mean-
Repelled by the light of your sincerity, the Inquisitors shrink into the shadows and you dash through
He's
the moss-covered
dead!
arch
Oh,
that
sorry.
marks the end of the Crungeon.
Die!
Dungeon.
And you step into a strange mirrored space, the cave of broken reflections. The mirror-lined halls here distort and shatter one's self-image, and after wandering for too long, one may believe the warped reflections to be one's true self. Without warning, 3 glassy figures leap from the walls and obstruct your path. These are the Mirror Men, and each one asks a pointed question. Felicia, I'll start with you this time.
Fine.
Your career has been so storied, and I think like over the course of like my
Old.
life. No!
No!
Like I've
Old.
seen nerd entertainment, for lack of a better word, transform so much. What would you tell like past Felicia Day, who is starting out as a TV actor, about the you who like has now just appeared off Broadway in a live D&D show?
I mean, I would say don't try. Gosh, that's really hard. I would say follow your joy, you know? Like, I think that Hollywood breaks my heart a lot. And every time I'm like, okay, I did the internet thing, but I need to get more Hollywood stuff. And I'm like, go where people like what you do. Like, just
Yeah.
go there. And it doesn't matter if it's like, you know, if it doesn't matter, it's a niche, because the niches explode, as we've seen with, you know, live performances and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess I would say I had like a problem because I always wanted to be this Hollywood actor, and the things that I really was good at were the things that were kind of outside the system. And my greatest joy has always been doing this stuff outside the system. But every time I kind of feel like, oh, you should try to get back in the system now. Oh, wait, that doesn't work. Go back outside. Maybe I just could have maybe never gone inside.
No, that's really smart. Like, yeah, the grass is always kind of greener, as it were. but, like,
Exactly.
you're planting your own garden. Erika, I'm curious. So you're preparing not just for your 20-sided tavern guest spot, but also to voice the main character in Ghost of Yotei, the next Ghost of Tsushima game. That is a whole new level. Your face, your voice, everything. How are you preparing? Yeah, woo! For a AAA video game character with your face and your voice to be out there in the world. Like, how are you preparing for that level of visibility?
You know, I think this is a good tie-in to both the cringe question and to Felicia's answer. I think that for the longest time, I just kind of unapologetically pursued the things that made me happy and that, you know, I had a knack for. And I think that, you know, very early on, I did get a lot of that advice of like, oh, well, you know, in order to fit into the system, you have to do this thing and you shouldn't cut your hair and you shouldn't tell people what your personal beliefs are. And, you know, I just couldn't, you know, I don't know whether it was because I wasn't good at doing those things or because, you know, I saw some code in the matrix where I was like, oh yes, if I am true to myself, then I will succeed on my own terms. But like truly, I think I've had the great fortune of, for the last almost decade now, sort of building up my community and a fan base and a resume of things that are just so specific, and that, you know, now it's like, oh, the mainstream likes those things as well now. And I think that it's kind of, yeah, a little bit of, I've been sort of preparing for this unknowingly for a long time now. And I'm very, very grateful to be surrounded by the people that have also sort of come up in that way with me.
That rules. Congratulations.
Such a good answer.
Thank you.
Now, Aabria, you have had your hands in probably every major D&D project in the industry.
True.
Including like a lot that have already like these very passionate built-in fan bases, and you come in and you have incredible success doing your thing. How do you prepare for putting your own spin on a project that like already comes with its own baggage of the people who created it? Not to call not that those their baggage, but they're wonderful people. But you're you.
I honestly think that's a fair phrasing. Like everything I always use the phrase of like stepping inside a like Brennan shaped machine or a Matt Mercer shaped machine. There's a thing that already has like size and gravity and weight to it. And there's something like it does require like a special understanding and like a special relationship, usually with those audiences, because they've set their expectations so specifically for what they want. And I think there's something inside of the like knowing what is so beloved by the machine you're stepping into. Like, what is the thing that Matt does so well? He has a beautiful world and he cares about all of his lore so much, so you have to care about it. That's the thing you have to do. That's table stakes to walk into Critical Role. Walking into Dimension 20 is Brennan loves game and he loves like finding fun story. It's the improv of it all, and like the sort of breathless joy of going like, we found story and jokes inside of this like very fun conceit, and that's table stakes to walk into Dimension 20. And like knowing those things and going, I have to hit those beats just to be in the room, and then going beyond that, again pointing to what both Erika and Felicia said, is you have to trust in your own voice. Like there's a reason I was asked, and it's not to do my best impression of like any of the people and any of the systems I've come to work in. It's to offer like what I like, to point at what I love about the things that I'm stepping into and going, and here's like what I can add to it, and hoping that that's received well, and living in the world where like it might not always, like I've done stand-up, I've done improv, you bomb sometimes, like it just is that, and you have to kill the part of you that like demands perfection in every moment and risk embarrassment and risk vulnerability to tell the stories you want to tell and like create the art that you want to exist in the world.
The mirror men explode into shards. The last one explodes as you answer the question, and the maze morphs into a uniform cylindrical tunnel that spirals upwards. You follow it up until you reach the peak. You feel the cool rush of air as you finally step out onto the mountain.
Who is this guy? Ew!
Ahead, you see the rainbow field
Does
of
he have
mountain
a
orchids.
penis?
No! And next to them, crouched atop a big fantasy bulldozer,
What is his
the
little
internet
hands
troll
touching?
king.
What are his little hands
What is
touching?
hands touching?
That's a really good question. Can we
That's my
enhance-
steering wheel.
kinda
Come
looks-
on.
It looks like a hairy peen.
We can send you the
I'm gonna get
PNG of
in
this,
really
the high
close.
res, if you want to look at it
It's
privately
a
later.
Or is
steering
it
wheel.
cloaca?
It's not a
steering
cloaca.
wheel.
It's
Why
not a
does the steering
cloaca.
wheel match his genital region
Because it's
instead
driving
of...
his nuts.
Yeah, we
It's
found
honestly,
it.
honestly,
That's it.
Pat, I'm looking at it on the stream. It kind of looks.
It kind of
getting
looks like I'm
vulva from
touching a
this.
strange set of
I'm getting-
genitals. Yeah.
It's giving vulva.
All right.
Simone did that. I just redid the joke with you because you're right.
Okay.
Wait, does he talk? Does he?
we need a T-shirt with that on
Can
it.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's me, everybody. I'm the Troll King. I thought this would be a wonderful place for me to set up a Bitcoin mining operation and maybe a side operation, right? I run a bot farm to review bomb Marvel movies when they do things that, if I explain to you my reasoning behind, you'd think I was on ayahuasca. Anyways, here I go.
What is going on?
Normal
perfect.
weapons can't harm
This is the
me.
best interview I've ever done.
Yes.
Your weapons can't harm me. The only thing that hurts me is a genuine kindness shared between people. So too bad nobody here can compliment anybody else here.
Wow. As a
I'm
troll,
coming out the gate. I would like
Yeah.
to start
Go.
with a big compliment for Felicia coming back to the 20-sided tavern of it all. I
Yeah.
think that being able to watch you perform and see the way you moved through this and adapted to it and thrived, like getting to watch your final performances was the confidence booster to know that one, you're a talent, like you're once in a generation talent. We already know that. Like that's table stakes to even be in the room with you. But like the way that you so gracefully move through it in a very short cycle was oh, we can do this too. So thank you again for being the first one out the gate and showing us how it's done and making it look good.
I'm so grateful. I mean, I admire you and Erika. You're so talented, and I feel like I'm kind of almost the mom of this whole area. But
You're not. You're like 11 minutes older than me. Stop
I know,
that.
but I have a kid.
We're
Really
children.
not- I mean, I know having a kid sort of
ruins
mentally
it,
makes
yes.
you feel, but we are really not that far apart in age.
Yeah,
We
you're a
really
Oh, they're
child.
too
We're all
nice.
children.
Well, I have to tell you, to be embraced, I went away for a long time after I had a kid and left my company, and to be able to see so many amazing women, especially, and diverse people in this tabletop space, and it just makes me, and I feel like you guys are leaders. You are leaders in showing that this is an incredibly inclusive, wonderful space, and just as people, you're really setting the bar. And
I think she
am
means
so
it.
grateful to be continued to be a performer as well. I want to perform with you guys, on stage. Let's fucking make it happen.
Let's do it.
Oh, the Troll King the health is going away. Please, we need more compliments. Let's go.
Okay, I will say that first of all, these questions have been fantastic. Thank you so much. You're a fantastic GM. But especially, I want to say the question you asked her for Aabria was something that I feel like nobody talks about enough. In that Aabria is just a master at playing in someone else's space and making it her own, and forging a new path. And truly, we were talking about expectations, and Aabria is the king of subverting them, both in terms of storytelling, in terms of business, and just it's fantastic. And Felicia, back to the stuff about Hollywood, is the real answer is that Hollywood doesn't deserve you, Felicia.
Oh,
That's true.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
what?
dead
That's so
serious
sweet.
because you seize control of your own destiny, and you do a thing that is not especially they're oh, well, we need you to be this certain way, and you're no, I will do it my way. And they can't handle that, and they don't really know where to do with that and where to put that. And so while people who are gonna get guest stars and recurring are gonna be part of whatever it is that this corporation puts together, the guild and the thing, and Dr. Horrible and your books, and all of those things are going to be the thing that lives on, you know,
Oh my
in
God,
sort of
I'm
media
gonna
history.
cry, Erica.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
cry.
no,
And
I'm
one
crying.
more because I want to. I know.
Yeah.
I know the troll is dead, but we gotta talk. Erica.
Oh,
there's
hang on. Am I
nothing-
dead though? Am I dead?
Oh
Okay,
wow!
sorry,
Okay, you
second
said
date.
nice things. to
Maybe
him
I
and
have
he
a
didn't
second
wake up.
form.
Still open. His
Oh my
cloaca. No.
He sprang back to life. Quick, Aabria, say your compliments in
Yay.
chat. We need compliments from you too. Quick, we need to get him down to his
Erica.
last health.
Erica, everything Erica does is done to a level that you like change what the expectations for everyone else always is. And like you're one of my best friends, and being up close as you like tackle every new thing with like grace and energy and kindness and an infinite well of joy that honestly like staggers me.
True.
Like, of course you are the ghost of Yote. Like, of course you are like the preeminent voice actor here, and every choice you've made in every RPG has pushed the form. I call you to your face and out loud all the time, you're my shooter. When I need like a thing done in a game, I know I don't have to look at you, and you understand the assignment. You give like 100%, and you're also just an incredibly good friend, and you're good to the people around you. You are a wonderful person.
I want to
Brian's
jump on the
in a-
Erica train
Oh, yeah.
just a little bit, just because I've known Erica for almost 10 years now, you guys. 10 years, and you were such a baby. And I remember one time where you were having a little bit of a crisis in
I
your
got
life.
dumped, and Felicia was the first person to
Oh.
like comfort me and was like, "What the fuck is his problem?"
He's
like,
gonna
you think
come
he's-
crawling back, and you were gonna say, "No,
man.
thank you. You are worth everything." And you are such a powerhouse of confidence and owning yourself now.
Yes.
And like, you have grown so much into this. You are definitely the consummate warrior. Like,
Yes,
they
truly.
definitely making you a warrior. You are the warrior for this whole space, and I am so glad to know you.
Wow, the Troll King explodes in a wave of kindness coming off of all of you, and the orchids raise their delicate heads.
Thank you for saving us. Now we can pollinate. Would you like to watch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Does it involve cloacas?
Wow.
I
Yeah,
cast
no, it's like,
Conjure
yeah,
Closet,
wait,
and then we all
yeah.
just watch from a little
As
crack.
you watch the beautiful festival of pollination happening, I would love to, I guess, follow that train of thought about the warrior a little more. Aabria, I know you have to go in like 3 minutes,
Oh,
but
yeah, sorry.
let's talk about the 20-sided tavern. Erica, you are preparing for your guest spot on this D&D live show. Aabria and Felicia, you've already done it. Do y'all have advice, and do you want to talk about like what the show is and what you're expecting from it?
Man. Wow.
Oh, yeah,
go.
you start. You start.
No, I didn't know what I was getting into. Again, that's like very on brand for me. And I did not understand how badly out of shape I was, how much energy, and what an incredible spectacle of nerddom and excitement from the audience. Everybody in the audience is constantly interacting with you on stage. And I literally would do anything being on that stage to entertain the audience, including.
Yes.
And I know that you, Aabria, actually broke herself for the
Yes.
audience. So I just want to
Yeah.
put that
My
out there.
advice is train your stabilizing muscles, because the stairs in there are crazy. I tore my meniscus on night 1, but to go back to Felicia's point, the energy you get from the crowd is a thing we don't often engage with in
So
like
good.
actual play. Even in like live shows, there is something about that like table being there and like telling the little story and like
Mhm.
getting that response. But something about the fact that everyone's playing with you, you're like, cool, my knee is actively jacked up. It will not stop me. Let's keep going. Like, it's so fun.
Yes, ending everyone.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So since then, I have in fact been working on my stabilizers. You know, so
Oh,
like a lot
wow.
of body
Core
weight
work? A lot
exercises.
of core work, okay, yep.
You know, core and everything. But yeah, I was lucky enough. I got to see both of them perform multiple times, and it was so funny. Like, I cannot tell you like how much the crowd is in love with them. It
And
was-
you, they will be in love
I'm
with
very,
you.
Oh,
I'm very,
100%.
very excited, and like
Yeah.
truly, also huge shout out to the cast members
Yeah.
that
Yes!
are already there. Is like they were so incredibly welcoming and
Oh.
kind, and they're so freaking talented
So
that like I'm
funny.
watching and I'm like, oh gosh, like I hope I can be funny like them. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, my actual biggest warning for you is you're going to be addicted to them I was super sad the day I left, and like I still text them all the time, like just like, hey, so I miss you all a whole bunch. Do you ever think of me too? Like it's just
Do you ever?
I'm
think of
sending
me?
Civil War letters to the crew
Yeah.
and cast, like, my dearest 20-sided tavern. It's been 3 hours since I have departed. What you doing? You up?
You
You want to go back. Erika, when does your run start?
I am December 5th through 17th, and I will say that on one of those nights, every relative that I have on the East Coast, plus my mom and sisters and my sister's family, are gonna be coming out to see it, and they're buying group tickets, and there's 23 of them.
Oh my
so
God!
if you happen to land on that night, it's gonna be I don't know what to
Lit?
expect. Yeah, it's gonna be lit. And I did warn them. I was like, you know that it can get a little blue, right? And they're like, oh yeah, we know. We've been warned.
They don't really know though.
They don't really know.
Because
don't
I
really
mean,
know.
I had some very PG, like very appropriate. Usually
You
know,
did?
I know it was hard. It was the matinees where there were actual children, and being a mother now, I'm less inclined to drop an F-bomb.
Oh no.
But at night, forget it.
Now, Aabria,
Yeah.
I know we have to say goodbye to
Yeah.
you. I think that's a good cue to say goodbye
Yeah.
to all of my
Thanks,
legendary
guys.
fair travelers. Thank you so much. Check out the 20-Sided Tavern in New York City, and any particular projects y'all want to plug before I kick you off this call.
Go listen to World's Beyond Number.
All
Yeah,
at once.
World's Beyond
Yes,
Number.
that's
Go see
exactly how
Erika.
I wanted
Just
you
go
to do
see
it.
Erika.
Worlds Beyond Number. We are around chapter 4, which
Oh.
will be the ending chapter of this book for right now before we move into something very exciting with
Ooh.
Aabria. And then
Yeah.
also Misfits in Magic is we are in the middle of a season right now. That's on dropout.tv. Please go check that one out. It's the funny season.
It's the funny season.
It's funny.
It's
Laugh.
funny.
I've got nothing that cool. I stream on Twitch a couple times this week, a week though. So come say hi to me.
Hell yeah.
That's
If you
very
just search up
cool.
Felicia Day, we'll find you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
just Felicia Day.
That's you.
One day
Nice.
I'll be on Dimension 20 one day, right? You guys gonna hook me up?
You know, we were
Yeah.
talking about it backstage.
Let's go. Breaking news. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and break a leg, but not literally, because we've already got a broken meniscus.
You can apparently just break a leg. Who knew?
Do
the
not
theater
actually.
thing
This
was
is the
real?
one show where we have to say don't break a leg. Because you might on the stairs. Again, Erika, watch out for the stairs. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. This has been 20-Sided Questions
Yay!
with Polygon.
Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Bye.